We would like to see most of the human race killed off because it is unworthy. It is unworthy of the gift of life.
I don't care what society thinks. They're nothing anyway. They're no better than me.
Until we hear the safe word, we will not stop.
Have you ever thought what it would be like to see a person's head amputated? Think of things so horrible that the human mind cannot imagine them. See all this and more when you see on stage, in person, that crazy mix-up.
I like being set apart from people. I like to be hated.
Safe Word with Jason Rouse.
Yeah, hives now. I think I got scabies. Scabies. Speaking of scabies, and we were talking about Peru and my family. And when my uncle came back from Peru, he brought my aunt a poncho. And the poncho ended up being infested with scabies.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Dude, that sucks.
It's so bad. Now I'm getting itchy thinking about it.
Yeah, oh, that's horrible.
Yeah, no one wants...
Haunted clothing. It's like, I don't get clothes from Goodwill and shit anywhere. Everything's haunted.
I used to go buy women's lingerie as birthday gifts from secondhand clothing stores.
I can't believe they even sell those things.
Well,
dude.
they did. They'd sell stuff at police auctions. So you get an evidence bag and a pair of young ladies' bra and underwear.
They're all stiff still.
Well, there's blood on them. They're evidence from a murder. So I like to give women a haunted underground. Hey, Jason Rouse here on the Safe Word podcast. Bonezeye, a.k.a. Adrian. I keep wanting to say
Cavazos.
Cavazos.
Yeah, no. Bonezeye. What'd you call me? Later?
Cavazos.
Yeah, it's Cavazos, yeah.
But does it sound silly? Because I'm trying to emulate the way you say it, but that's not how I would say that written word, Cavazos.
It sounded good there.
Yeah?
Yeah. Ding, ding, ding.
Cavazos.
Or Bonezeye.
Bonezeye. That's your Instagram handle.
Yeah,
and you should, people out there who watch comedy online, has probably seen a lot of this guy's work over the last, 8-9 months?
Yeah, pretty much
About
that.
9 months,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, it's actually, that's crazy how long it's been. It's flying by.
Well, let's talk about what happened years previous to your relationship with the local comedy community here in Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
You moved. You're not from Texas.
No, I mean, I was born in Chicago. Didn't live there too long in order.
What year were you born?
92.
92?
Yeah.
Fuck. I was in the worst place in my life in 92. But go ahead. You were born that year that I was trying to get out of terrorism. Yeah. I was trying to get out of not being a menace to society.
Yeah. Born in 92 in Chicago, but the city's so windy, it blew me out with my family. So we were getting a house built over here apparently. So
father born in Chicago?
No, everybody was actually born South Texas. I'm the only one that was born in Chicago, and my sister would, as we were growing up, you're adopted, this, and I kind of believed it for a while. I was like, we found you behind the McDonald's by a trash can. And I was like, oh, sweet. The fucking Nuggets are baller there. So, but so 92, moved back to South Texas, grew up in South Texas, and went to high school and everything there.
Was this a family move? Or
Yeah.
Just at an age you're like, I'm out of this town. I'm going
my
back
family,
to the motherland.
They moved there. I happened to just be born, and like the time of our house was getting moved or built or something was happening, and just the timing worked. So they're like, I lived there maybe like a year, I guess, year or two, and then baby pictures in the snow and shit, and then went back to South Texas, and then finished out my entire academic career, even throughout, graduated college there and everything.
What
too.
College? Because I always love to hear what people did after high school to see how much money and time they've pissed away in a degree that never really applied to anything that they pursued in their life.
No, it's a complete waste of time. I actually, after high school, I was going to college for a bit. I was studying mechanical engineering for a while. And that
How's your math?
I went up to Cal 3, but asked me to do some shit now, and I don't know how to do anything now. But I dropped out for about 5 years. I didn't want to do school anymore. I was actually making more money doing my side hustles and shit.
What are you, 17?
I was about no. By that time, I was like already 22, something like that.
Great time to go and just run in any direction.
Yeah,
You can't, usually at that age, wherever you are is pretty much the shittiest place that you're going to be.
Yeah.
And then you start to have these revelations of like, you know what? I need to get the fuck out.
It sounds all fine and dandy, but I actually decided to move away from my hometown because I was a heavy drinker, bro. Like, heavy to where I was in jail constantly, and like, it started getting pretty rough.
That's called bragging on my show.
Jail. I'm not trying to brag.
No. People are like, good for you.
So they like
hero.
it. Yeah, no, I was actually, doing some bad shit for a bit. And I had to write a letter to the judge saying like, if I move out of South Texas, where am I going to go? I decided to go to New Braunfels. I decided it's a nice.
What's New Braunfels?
New Braunfels is it's a German town, about an hour south of Austin. Right before you hit San Antonio, it's in New Braunfels over there. And I had visited some friends just over the summer. That's where you go tubing and just fucking drink and hang out.
Yeah, I missed that this summer.
Yeah,
I really wanted to
You're
do
not missing too much. The tubing,
it's kind of a fratty.
Yeah,
thing,
it's
right?
more. If you're a drinker, by all means, go for it. But I'll explain my journey through there and what I learned about the tubing and shit as I go on. So I decided I think New Braunfels would be a good place for me to kind of just like a clean slate,
A German town in Texas.
Well, I didn't know it was German until I moved there. My buddy was like, "Yeah, bro, come over. It's cool. We smoke weed and hang out." I'm like, "Dude, this sounds cool. I'll go."
Sounds like sausage around.
So check this out. Yeah, and I didn't even know it was like the whole sausage thing, Wurstfest, and all. I had no idea before I moved there. So, I was allowed to move to New Braunfels because I was on probation, and they got all my stuff rearranged to where my new probation officer was a different county and all those things. And I got really lucky because I was on probation for a year, and they were just like, if you fuck up one time, you're going back to South Texas and we're going to book you. I had some like aggravated assault charge against me, and it was, long story short, it wasn't my fault, but that's what was against me. And I had nothing else to do but to get like my year of probation fulfilled, with like things attached to it, like community service, fucking like 26 AA meetings, all these anger management meetings piled up, just meeting after meeting after meeting. So
they want you to submit. And probably it sounds like for your own good.
Yeah, like
you got the screws from the man. But at the same time, it's a sink or swim situation. They're pretty much telling you, like,
it really is, man.
We know how these roads.
It was a mental game for me. It was like how bad do you want to fucking finish this? You're telling me you got to do a year and I'm done. And like, all right. Like they gave me 6 months at first because I was on deferred education, I think it's what it's called, which is like behave for 6 months and it's all clean. And that's when I ended up getting a PI. I didn't take it seriously the first time.
PI?
Public intoxication. I was just out there fucking
trying
to get in the store that's closed. I'm like, why don't you open? Yeah, and then the cops fucking show up. So while going through that journey in New Braunfels, I was sober for a year. Not by choice. I mean, it was like I have to be sober, but like because I was taking like piss tests and all that shit almost like once or twice a month, randomly. But during that journey of my year of probation, I needed to work. So New Braunfels was a kind of an expensive town to live. I was living with 2 roommates, but rent was still about $500. So I was like, how am I going to get that? And I was working about 2 or 3 jobs for about a whole year straight. Like, it was like trying to get ahead, dude. Like working like Sears in the morning, and I was the only one who spoke Spanish in that town. And I realized that after.
So you kind of were a commodity.
Yeah, I mean, to Sears, like unfortunately, just that company. But like, I quickly learned, like, after I applied at every fucking place possible. I was on a
How is
bicycle
your
for
Spanish?
It's I mean, I'm fluent. I understand it more than I speak it, but I mean, I can
can
sell a car
navigate
to somebody.
Sears.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can fucking sling some refrigerators to some people. So, like, I mean, working all these like mediocre jobs for a while. I lived in New Braunfels for about 5 years, and was driving down the highway one day and I saw a sign that said taxidermy, and I was like, oh, that kind of looks cool. I kind of know about it. All I know is like there's dead animals. So I pulled over and picked up an application, and the application for the job was honestly like, can you draw a deer? And I was like, are you serious? So I fucking sketched one out really quick, and they told me to come back the next day. And that's kind of what started my taxidermy journey. So a year in New Braunfels of just working, slinging refrigerators, and then I started skinning dead animals for about 5 years.
Did you have a background in hunting or the anatomy or any of the?
Like when I was younger, my uncle shot a rabbit and like threw it on the ground and was like, skin it. And I was okay. And then, like, you know, in high school, I shot a few pigs and like ended up, I was always, for some reason, man, anytime I was in a situation where there was a dead animal present, I was the one in charge for some reason. Even like, I remember the first time I was encountered with a dead animal was our dog got ran over. Ooh. We're coming home from school, and we had in our front yard is about an acre at South Texas, and I was like maybe like in 3rd grade. You know, my mom's driving, my sister's in the passenger seat, and I was in the back just fucking poking my nose and eating my boogers. And we're going in, and I remember looking over, and I'm like, Fluffy, and that's exactly what we named him. The
dog's name was Fluffy?
Yeah. So Fluffy's fucking running up, and Fluffy's fucking running so gracefully, and it was beautiful. And my mom just kept driving, and then crunch, and she stopped and was like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, Adrian, check if Fluffy's okay." And I was like, "Okay." Opened the door, and when I leaned over to look under the tire, fucking crushed, bro. He was done skis. Fluffy was not so fluffy anymore.
Fluffy was flatty.
Fluffy was flatty, yeah, dude. Oh. So my mom was parked on top of the car the entire time, and then my dad had to come get it off. We shoveled it. You know, that was my first experience with dead animals, like I'm saying. But I've always been comfortable around it. So going to the taxidermy job was actually really easy. Like, they threw me into the skinning room, was what they labeled it as like the first week.
I have
like
one of those here.
Oh yeah, that's where we were like eating beef jerky earlier, right?
This is made
out of. Yeah, so I guess as an initiation for that company that I used to work for, they threw you in some like, here, skin this, and I was just in there, just, you know, I knew how to sharpen a knife, I knew my way around shit. I mean, it's like, it's pretty common sense, you know. Mm-hmm. With working with that company for about 5 years, I was able to learn so much on my own, to be honest, because they would always just give me stuff and I'd just figure it out.
Yeah.
I would go on YouTube and try to do shit, but there wasn't anything on how to skin.
Really?
Nah, man.
That was going to be my next thing. I was like, yeah, you literally can see a 14-year-old person go, look, this is their whole channel, whole step by step.
Now it's more available now.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more accepted now. Like when I started this journey almost 8 or 9 years ago, it was so limited to where like the taxidermist
Instagram connected everybody.
Yeah, bro, it's
now
amazing.
Everyone's got like, how would you have 1 million followers and all you're doing is foxes?
Yeah, honestly, I'm in connects with a lot of people just because of Instagram. It's helped out so much. But when I had started, there wasn't anything, so it was a lot of self-taught. But even then, you know, even watching a video how to do it doesn't really teach you unless you're really holding it, because like every deer, for example, would be different.
So much brain surgery just from YouTube videos. It's not working.
Did Jared come by over here and get any of that done? Or
I have planning to taser him like Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah, that it's like a therapy that they use for like a shock therapy. He might like that.
Yes, he's told me he's into a little bit of like beatings.
I thought you were going to say some BDSM kind of shit. Oh, so he likes to get spanked around.
He likes to get like beat with baseball bats and shit on.
Hey, yeah, that's cool. I'm just to each his own.
We've got a guest in studio tonight, and he's crying.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm too high for this shit, and I can't get past the lights.
I think he's crying because he's out of popcorn.
We're gonna get some popcorn for you,
And
Timmy.
he's just been nibbling on his nails at this point. He's like,
Your brother's in studio. Did he see the dog get run over? He wasn't born yet.
No, he wasn't
No.
even in the picture at
Yeah.
this time, man. Yeah. So that taxidermy,
Fluffy.
yeah, Fluffy. That was the
Animals.
first dead one,
Now, I saw one of your early works.
which was what are we talking about? Like,
No, the coyote at the house.
oh my god,
That
dude.
thing is maybe the best thing I've seen.
Honestly, that one.
His face is on sideways.
Yeah, I've had so many stuffed animals in my house. Like,
Remember when it jumped?
yeah, bro.
scared
Yeah,
you,
that's what I was
Terry?
gonna say. I've had so many. Like, I've had alligators and elephant jaw and all kinds
Yeah.
of crazy, just wacky things in there. That coyote has been the one that scared me the most.
Yeah.
every single time.
Yeah.
I forget that I have it in a spare bedroom, and I walk in and I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ! Like, what is that thing?
Yeah, and I think because it doesn't have a mean snarl to it. It's just kind of like, oh, maybe this is a real. It looks real, and it's fluffy too.
It's in that
fluffy.
between
It's
of like.
is it a coyote?
It's a coyote. Yeah, I wish I would have brought it with me. I'll bring it next time.
it on the table.
Yeah, that thing is a mess, bro.
Yeah, it was. I watched Jared like mindlessly just pet it.
Yeah, I think
Through a whole-
it kept him
Yeah.
at ease the whole time. You know, we were all.
He was comforted.
I mean, that couch we were sitting on wasn't the biggest, but I had Robbie here keeping me warm.
Robbie's
Jared-
350 pounds of Canadian bullshit.
Canadian muscle.
Mosh, did you see his
Muscle.
ice jump in the water?
That was awesome, bro. I fucking hit him up immediately, and I was like, I was impressed, man. He didn't hesitate. I would be screaming. I'd be like, I would
Yeah.
do it, but
You
yelling helps. I think sometimes, like,
must have seen a Chicago winter.
yeah.
There's
Yeah.
we Canadians like to get naked and jump into the water constantly.
The best part were the tie-dye underwears, and then he turned around
yeah,
and it
those are
was
like size small.
full on crack. And I was
Yeah.
like, all right, he's gonna go in, and there's gonna just be an icicle turd that just kind of just drifts off, Titanic style,
No ass.
flat.
No ass. Isn't that crazy? You ever
Yeah.
see a grown man with his ass was all parked in the front. He had if he shit out his belly button and shaved a happy face in the back of his head, he'd be a better looking guy.
The tie-dye underwears helped though. I hit that like shit.
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
I'm
awesome,
happy
bro.
for him. It's probably the most active thing his heart has done in probably a number of years.
well, that's been I would have been seeing a lot on Instagram is like a lot of those cold bath therapy things. I forgot what the correct terminology is and that shit, but getting that rush to
Cold
the
plunge,
blood,
yeah.
cold plunge.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, what that shit is. I'm actually really considering like getting one of those little buckets and just getting some ice from the corner store every now and then.
Your bathtub. You just go in and get 6 bags of ice, pour it all in your bathtub.
My
run
bathtub
it.
that I'm renting fucking
Small?
sucks. Yeah, I'm
But
renting right now.
Can
and
you
it,
get it up to like? 'Cause you-
no, dude, it's weak as
Okay.
fuck. I tried taking a bath in it with some Epsom salt and shit, and like as soon as the water got to like a couple inches, I got in and.
next
I mean, I
time
need to
you're
just
in
hit up the
LA
landlord, but
and you're in an
dude.
Airbnb, go look at. We
There you
want
go,
the
yeah.
fucking the old iron tub, and I hate the cold, but I do enjoy shocking my system to a degree. And I remember numerous times when I was a kid where I'd fall through the ice and
Oh,
get,
shit.
and get, almost frostbite. Trying
Wow.
to get, but
That's scary as
immediately,
fuck.
I think your body goes into a kind of
shock. Yeah.
But your nose would start running, which meant to me that all the inflammation in my body was starting to coagulate and being ejected. Your body starts to freak out.
Yeah.
I like that.
I grew up in high school. I did a lot of swimming, so like water.
Okay.
I'm a water baby. Yeah, I can swim like a motherfucker.
My brother's like that.
Yeah.
Slow as dog shit on land.
Yeah, I
You
hate
push
running,
my brother
bro.
in the water, dude. He's
I'm a fucking fish. I'm gone.
Yeah.
Which was actually pretty cool in New Braunfels. I got to a point where like tubing was really ridiculous. Like just full of sunburn and just drunk people.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't even pull up with the tube. I'd just show up with my goggles, and every time people flip over, I just find treasure, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I got paid. I mean, every summer I was finding Yeti cups and Oakleys and Ray-Bans and Maui, like all kind of Maui gyms, all kinds of cool glasses, and like Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace was my job for a long time, bro. Just flipping trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is, city folk, they never go to the nature, and
Yeah.
they get all dressed up.
Yeah, they take their
They got all
good
their
shit with them.
jewelry,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
they
yeah.
think they're at a nightclub down the river.
Dude, you're not.
And you're
Yeah.
just there and going with sand. Did you sift it out with the bag?
No, in New Braunfels was a freshwater lake, so it was like a lot of just streams, but it all just
Pool up.
calms down at a
Yeah.
certain point, you know. So like,
And there's a bottleneck on the ground.
yeah,
in
dude,
the floor.
we found so many cool things in there. I mean, like bags of like one time we found a little bag with cash in it, like $200 cash, and it had algae all over. It had been there for a while.
Okay.
But those are the benefits of like learning how to swim like against the current in like 9 feet of water in a lake. You know, like you just push past those things.
That's scary.
It's terrifying whenever you're doing taxidermy and somebody brings in an alligator gar. Have you ever seen one of those things?
An alligator gar?
An alligator gar. Yeah, those things are well known here, especially in New Braunfels, man. They love them there.
Or they bring them in alive?
No, they bow fish these things. You can mostly just, that's the only way you can kill these fucking things. They have this plate of armor around them. The biggest one that I've personally like full body mounted, like for skin, mouth open, was about 9 feet, bro. I'm not even kidding.
Cayman alligator
They're
family.
they're in fresh and salt water. These things are like they're hybrids.
vicious?
So they have like an alligator snout, really long and pointy, and then they drift off into just like a long fish. Yeah.
What do you mean? No 4 legs?
No legs. They have like little like small little fins, like the size of my hand. Like a fin is about this big, and they swim like snakes. I need to show you some pictures of this shit, dude.
What do they taste like?
Really fucking good.
Okay, that makes it okay.
Yeah,
Woo!
they're like if you have to know how to skin them too. I've
Like a catfish type of thing?
No, it's like the purest fucking like chicken. Like it's
All right.
really they're just a chunk of muscle is what they are. There's no like
Dinosaur
loin.
meat.
Yeah, basically dinosaur meat though, bro. Like the first one that I skinned was it was a female, and it had 2 huge sacks of just eggs, and I was just like, how many of these things are in this fucking world? Because they're
Yeah.
ridiculous, bro.
Yeah,
Like-
there's a lot of things that when you see face to face on this planet, it's like, fuck.
Yeah, and especially that's what I loved most about the taxidermy thing. I've seen most animals inside and out, and I
Yeah.
know how they smell, and I know unfortunately how they taste and shit.
You sound like you're talking about my ex.
oh god,
She's been skinned.
oh man, it's just like it's wild. I fucking love it though, dude. But like I haven't been doing much taxidermy since I lived in Austin.
Well, you got to pick up another gig.
Yeah, well,
We should get to that.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
You moved to Austin what year?
2 years ago. Actually, the year that when COVID hit.
Okay.
Yeah, it was my birthday, March 7th, and then COVID hit like 2 weeks after that. So like just shut down completely.
You were only living here for a year
couple-
and a half before
I was
I
living-
got here. When
Yeah,
I got
yeah,
here,
when you got here.
mid-December.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then Kill Tony would have started around February?
Something like that.
March?
Yeah. You know, honestly, I had dude.
You go into Antone's all the time.
Yeah, Antone's is where I started out at. I think it was like episode 503 or 4.
That just goes to show you how many shows that you've been to because
Yeah.
you know the numbers.
Yeah, when this thing started, man, I treated it like a job, man. It's like I dedicated myself just to
Go to the shows.
go to every single show. I don't do stand up. I don't
Yeah.
bother, I just kind of hang around in the shadows. I'm a fly in the wall, but
Until you
being
light
there,
up.
yeah, I just I don't know, just something clicked one day, man. I was watching Kill Tony and I saw a few comics bust out their cell phones, and I was like, what if I made something that would like be beneficial for the show and the person and me, just for everybody, because I was actually just really bored at the time. I wasn't. Ever since COVID hit, I have a bachelor's degree, and I was actually teaching my first year in Austin. I was an elementary teacher.
What? So
Yeah,
was
dude.
I.
Oh shit!
No. I did do a co-op in a kindergarten class for a couple of years at a local school.
Oh shit!
Yeah, but you were all set up to
Yeah,
be a
I was
teacher?
Yeah, I was actually already teaching. It was a really cool school, man. I was a Spanish and art teacher, and
That's fun.
And I was only allowed to speak to the kids in Spanish and French. I don't know a fucking word in French, but the lady
Neither
was
do I.
like, "I'll teach you. It'll be fine. Don't worry." And That lasted like at least 2 weeks, and then that's when the whole shutdown just happened. So
Fuck, right?
yeah, dude, I was like, well, I'm gonna revert back to my art and try to just sell some stuff on Marketplace and Craigslist and Etsy and I mean all these fucking sites that I just have. And so
start pumping anything out.
Anything. Yeah, I was wood carving, paper mache art, jewelry, anything that had to do with taxidermy. Really though, I was really fucking hitting. I kind of like create my own jobs always. Like
That's why you still have one.
I hate
everyone
the fucking,
lost their jobs.
So when that happened, I was like, well, what do I got to do?
Yeah.
So I did, when my main job here since I've been in Austin was taxidermy restoration, bro. So I created that whole I created like a company for myself that like when these mounts that I had stuffed and hung up on people's walls, when they fall down, they break. There's nobody that can fix that shit. Like.
No, those are a lot of them are family heirlooms.
Yeah, mostly family heirlooms.
That's the old fuck.
Yeah, and you tell them, oh, the ear broke, and most people are like, well, you're fucked. So I figured out a way to fix a lot of shit, dude. And there was this place here in Austin, Texas, and it was for the longest time, dude, like the past 20 years, like 30 years, it was voted like the #1 place to visit. They had the most amount of taxidermy that you can just walk in and buy anything. This place was over on I forgot the name of the road, but it's not even that far from here. But this dude, all he did was just resell antique taxidermy. So I walked in, tried to get a job, told him what I can do. I can fix your stuff, and we can do these world auctions that he does, and that paid my bills for about a year. And then
very niche.
Yeah, it was
very niche.
It was awesome, man. I wasn't getting paid much. I think he hired me. It was like $13 an hour, and I was like, fuck it. I got a job. Everybody else is on lockdown, and I was driving on my way to work, and there'd be no cars, dude. I was so scared. I didn't have that little paper that was necessary. I wasn't like a necessary person, like a mechanic or ambulance or first responder,
fireman.
I was just fixing dead animals, just fucking. So for a while, it started slowing down. I started eating a lot of mushrooms and taking some LSD while at work. Like, this is how slow it's getting. So I was listening. I'd be in my studio, just a little nibble of this would be fine.
Yeah.
And then catch me 30 minutes later, and I ate the whole fucking tab, dude. And I'm in there talking to shit. And I'm just like, something was kind of just telling me, you're not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to be here. I fought that shit for about 2 weeks, bro. And I was just like, ugh, I'm going to quit. John, which was the guy's name, R.I.P. And I'll tell you what happened in a bit. But I just, one day I was zoned out, and I was like, John, I'm going to quit. I have my ride outside. I'm leaving. And it was like a really hard thing. On the spot. And it was really hard for me to do because he was giving me money. It was paying my bills. I did have food, but I just wasn't supposed to be there. About a week later, dude, this dude wraps his truck around a pole going 90 miles an hour. He drove and
drinking and driving.
He drank a lot.
Okay,
but he was coming home from another one of his partner's house. Who I used to always go with him, dude. We'd just drive. He drove this huge fucking truck, something I don't even know what it is. A giant diesel truck.
Yeah.
And we'd come back with trailers loaded of just lions, tigers, and bears, and dude, seriously, crazy shit.
Yeah.
And he'd buy these things for like $100 a pop, and we'd flip them for like $20K. His business was not hurting at all.
Wow.
And
he got a little too comfortable.
Slept one night, wrapped around a pole, and I went to the funeral, saw the fucking accident site, and the side of the car that hit was the passenger side, bro. And I was like, I would have been sitting in that seat if I would have stayed there.
Most definitely.
Yeah, man, it gave me chills. And
did you taxidermy him?
We tried. It was
him holding open his own coffin.
Yeah, no, it was weird, man. I paid my respects, went back. John was, I lived in the dude's house for a while.
Sure.
It was like a son to that dude.
He did you a solid.
Did me a solid, and he's still up there doing his thing. But it was wild. But after that stopped, I literally was kind of just at home playing drums, and just doing nothing. I don't want to go work at Starbucks, or I don't want to get a 9-to-5 bullshit. I have a degree, but I don't want to work anywhere. And one day I was just kind of like, maybe I can try some leather work. I'd never really, I'd never done it, dude.
Yeah.
So I went to a local leather store, bought a slab of just like some veg tan is what they call it. It's like the cheapest grade. And I just started cutting and hammering and tooling. And that's what it's called, is just tooling.
Yeah.
It's all just with your hands, man. And that just kind of just made me feel at ease, dude. I would, as soon as I
you're only doing that for a couple months, and then the Kill Tony, you're sitting in the audience go, well,
I was sitting at home on my couch. I didn't even know Kill Tony was in Austin. I had no idea,
but you
dude.
knew, how did you find out about the show? Just from
my roommate.
YouTube?
My roommate
was
my roommate was always watching it. I'm in and out, but I never really watched it. You know, I was just like, what you doing? And then I leave. I got like ADD, so I'd be doing this, doing that, going over here. So when I sat on the couch on episode 500, I think Joe Rogan was a guest on that spot, and there was a wallet company that gave out a gift.
Yes, I remember
Ridge,
that.
I think it's called. Yeah,
Ridge Wallet.
Ridge Wallet gave out, and that's. I turned to my roommate and I was like, bro, I'm doing some leather work. What if I make leather wallets? And that's when my wheels started turning. So then I started watching the same episode, and David Lucas went up there with his phone. Everybody just kept using their phone. And that's when I was like, instead of a leather, yeah, exactly. Like, let's take it old school.
Everybody knows a comedian with his little notebook.
They all got notebooks.
They all got, like,
yeah.
any of the
personally, for me,
attention.
if I needed to remember anything important, dude, I write it down on my hand.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why. Fuck the notes on my phone. On my hand just works the best. So that's where I was like, let me make some books. I took a reach and I messaged the Kill Tony podcast on Instagram, not knowing, like I just fucking sent a message out to the universe. I'm like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make 5 books for your show. Is it cool? And dude, within an hour or two, I got a response and I was so fucking fired up. This was like, it was kind of like Jared when he was on stage, like pinched me.
Yeah.
Because I was like, how is it that they're actually responding? Like, is this a joke?
Yeah,
like, is this a fake profile?
Yeah.
Like, what's happening? So they told me, come next Monday and let's see these books. I started fucking just figuring out what to do, man. And like,
did you start off with the Kill Tony logo? Because you've been using the gun.
Yeah. It's
that's
basically
kind of like the reoccurring.
Yeah,
theme
just
on them.
the 2 guns with the microphone.
Yeah.
I just thought that would work best, like Texas style
totally,
with some leather.
It's on point. For
that
sure.
one has been like my only design that I do for the Kill Tony. But the journey that I've done for these books have been wild, man. I don't make a single book the same. Every piece of leather is
snowflakes.
They're all
not. Everyone's different.
Yeah, man. They all have like a little crease here. This one has like a burn mark from here. Like, you got to remember, like, every single of those books used to be roaming on this earth, eating the grass and shitting on the floor. And like, that book was alive at one point. It kind of still is after it gets in my fucking hands.
Well, you literally have your blood, sweat, and tears on it. I'm sure you cut your hand a couple of times.
Oh,
have you
more
slipped?
than so
With
the
chisel?
sharp part is like the fucking needle, dude. When I'm sewing these pages in every now and then,
machine. You don't,
dude.
I all by hand.
I hand sew. I bought a machine
Because I looked at the stitching.
Yeah.
It looks like a sewing machine.
I bought a fucking sewing machine. This was like my first month of finishing Kill Tony. So I went to 3 back to back and I was like, my hands were fucking hurting, I do 5 books a show and they add up, and I was like, I'm going to buy one. It was like almost $1,400, dude. So I saved up some money, fucking bought this machine. It worked for like 2 weeks and then it fucking broke.
What, the machine broke?
Yeah, dude. The needle wasn't sharp enough and it bent and there's so many things on these sewing machines, and I had no idea when I started that sewing machines were just
sewing's hard,
dude. I didn't know. So
by hand or machine?
By hand, definitely. Yeah. Did you
I can sew.
By any chance did you see that skull that I made for Tony?
The 3D
that
one.
One's all hand sewn too.
Yeah,
that one's got
because you had
over
to cut all these
800
panels.
hours. Yeah, that one's got a little bit of time in it.
Go check that out on the.
That one's on my Instagram page. Yeah, and I sell those too. I can do any design on the front, or just the name, just plain. Just let me know.
Yeah.
I actually did make something for you.
Oh
Here you go.
Shit!
I made you a custom little book, bro.
Nice.
You gotta bust it out.
Look at how crazy that is, everybody.
That's just something. Thank you for having me, man. I really appreciate it.
No problem. No problem. That's cool. Because this shit, it just lasts forever. Like, this is a simple design that's been around probably how many 100 years? You know, leather.
Just as soon as it's closed, you know, just let it rest. And when it's open, man, that thing is just free game to do whatever you want with.
It's right on brand. That's great. I love it. Fuck, I don't know how you get it in to texturize it so close like that, but that's exactly as my
That's your logo. Yeah, everything's spot on, bro.
That's crazy.
Painted that red ball and everything.
When are you gonna start making like women's high-end shoes, like cobble? Start making cobble some Kiltony boots.
Speaking of shoes, man,
cowboy boots.
While I was in LA,
you went
this past like week. No,
that boot store by the Comedy Store.
No, I linked up with this dude in San Antonio.
Okay,
he actually makes shoes already for comics and shit. I really wish I would remember his name to throw out his tag right now. But
he makes handmade shoes for comedians.
He
all
like,
dress shoes.
No, they're Nikes and all fucking skaters and shit, dude. I will get in contact with this guy. So I messaged him the same way I did for Tony. You know, like, hey, just like
people don't know that.
It works, man. If you just format your message the correctly and not just be like sending dick pics all day or something, it just be a fucking real person. Just ask, like.
And sometimes you get denied.
Yeah, you know, most times. But that shit never stops me though. Like if there's an option to send a message, I'm gonna do it, and I'm also not gonna harass anybody. But like,
of course,
since the Kill Tony thing started, one thing I've noticed that every person who like orders from me, they're always like, "You respond so fast, thank you so much," and I'm like. Now wow, you got to think about like, you know, whenever I want something from someone, it fucking takes months, dude. Yeah. Like I get these books out fast for people, man. Anything I can do for these people is just it helps me.
You're doing 60 of these books a month, you were saying?
These past 2 months.
Average,
so the first
60?
That November was about 45 and then December was about 55, 60 books, dude. All custom and Kill Tony that I sold together.
How long do the little ones take? About 10 hours?
The little ones
probably
are my
about
favorite.
10 hours, right?
No, dude, the little baby ones take me in like 20 minutes, dude.
Okay.
Like pow, pow, pow.
Do you literally got like a punch now that just cuts the leather square?
No, I cut I trace it. There's a whole process that I do.
We're going to show that process at the end of this episode. We're going to put some music on it, and we're going to show it during the episode so people can actually see the whole
actual process,
from beginning to the end.
Yeah, because I can talk about it all day, and I get questions all day at the Vulcan too, like how'd you do it and this, and it's
those
just
people
like,
are high on cocaine.
They never listen to me. Yeah, and I'm just like I usually just smoking weed, just chilling. But it's hard to explain, but it's just done with these two things right here. You know, just with my hands and honestly, just
you and also, Daniel Day-Lewis.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Do you know he's a cobbler?
No, I didn't know.
When he's off,
no,
he makes fucking shoes in Ireland.
Dude, I need to see those.
You
shoes,
need to check it out.
They're probably fucking
clean. If I remember correctly, there's a documentary about him as a cobbler. Has nothing to do with his film career. The guy,
I need to see that.
He checks out. I heard when he did Lincoln, he lived like fucking Lincoln for months in this fucking tool shed with outhouse. The whole deal. I love that kind of commitment. Sorry, we got out.
Yeah.
Shoemakers. I like.
I'm a shoe guy now, dude.
I like looking at handmade footwear.
Anything. Yeah. Handcrafted items are the shit, dude.
I think this is part of all this kind of like, entrepreneurial, like Etsy we were talking about earlier. I had no idea. That must be a major business for a lot of people.
Yeah, Etsy's wild, like props to everybody who fucking does it. But I mean, just like every artist, like I critique people's shit hardcore, and most Etsy stuff, dude, is bullshit.
Well, they flooded it.
Yeah, there's so much just bullshit. Like, I'm a taxidermist, and all you're doing is like fucking gluing a tooth to a picture frame. Like, where'd you harvest that tooth from? Like. That's another thing. Like every piece of work that I do that has to do with taxidermy, like I make sure it either starts from like in the blood and guts, and then I finish my work, because like it's just I don't take full credit for just picking something up and just saying it's what it is.
But when trends get accelerated by attention or hype, that you get the The vultures come
Yeah,
in.
they get the vomit. Yeah.
I'm seeing that. I follow a couple very old school BMX social media, Instagram, and the amount of scams that people are trying to resell old BMX bikes for, and the markups and all the scam that they're doing with fake stuff.
It's horrible,
and
man.
A lot of kids are getting ripped off
Yeah.
on the regular. It's a real
big time.
and there's really no recovery. You
No.
just PayPal someone out,
And you're done.
You're
Yeah.
done. You know,
Dude, speaking of that, man, I actually just finished settling this claim. I sold some taxidermy pieces to this steakhouse in Norway. They contacted me. This is last year actually. They contacted me the first time and they asked for 10 longhorn, just like
a steakhouse in Norway.
a steakhouse in Norway.
We should go.
They actually, I mean, I don't know if they're gonna want me there now, but we can still fucking go. Let's just pull up, and I'll tell you why they hate me now. But the first time I mailed 10 of them and they got there, everything's fine. Payments were settled. The second time they ordered like 20 or 30 from me. So shipping was a lot more. Shipping ended up being about like $2,000 to $3,000.
Yeah.
So I contacted them. Hey, I'm here at the store. You ready? Sure. Just fucking send it. So I sent the stuff and I ended up forking out. I'm almost like, it was like $4,000, almost $5,000. The boxes made it to Norway. Everything's fine. Everything made it. It's just been sitting in customs for over a month. I hadn't gotten paid, dude, for that long. And I'd contacted people calling for the steakhouse. This is
Did
Bonezeye.
they have paperwork saying it was being held?
Yeah.
So it was on transit, but they didn't want to pay until it showed up.
Yeah, but I'd call the lady and I'd be like, "Hi, I got a call from customs and they're telling me that like I have to show up, but now that I told them that I don't live in Norway, they're like, "Oh, well, we need to contact the steakhouse." And I'm like, "That's calling you now just to let you know like, hey, it's actually on your end that you have to fix something now." The lady wouldn't fucking answer. It was so hard, man, but it got settled last night, thankfully,
good.
and I am not doing that shit anymore. I'm sticking just to leather books and just stuff that I can take control of because that was wild.
It was worth a try.
Worth a try.
You're trying to go international.
Yeah, and I'm a one-man shop too, dude. That's the hardest thing. Is just like I'm.
Oh yeah.
I want to just do what's best, and like that situation just got so fucking hairy. I was like, I don't want to make anything like that anymore.
Yeah, I've only been scammed a few times.
Thankfully I didn't get scammed, but it did feel like it, dude. My hairs were just rising. The little hair that I have left on my arms, I was just like, shit.
So now we're here in Austin. What's happened over the last 12 months?
A lot, dude.
Right?
Yeah, man.
It's crazy.
It's so much.
And it's ongoing. Not to mention, we're not even going to get into it, but the gossip and the drama in this fucking town.
It's so spicy.
It makes that, what's that, 20 in Austin, the kids show?
The 20. Hey, there's a kid over there. We can ask him.
What's it called? 20 something?
I didn't see it. It's on Netflix.
But what's it called?
20 something.
Some bullshit.
Austin 20 something.
I don't know.
I think that people are simulating what they see on TV with gossip and all these reality shows and stuff, and they're trying to apply that to their real lives.
Oh my God.
With this fake drama and this bullshit.
It doesn't work.
It don't work.
I mean, do you gotta be real or get the fuck out,
Please.
dude? I hate fake shit, dude. Just like,
Well, not only that.
I don't know.
Some fakeness, it comes and goes.
You kind of have
that's
to have a
fine,
little fakeness.
But it's the people that are constantly creating a dialogue amongst each other that's disenfranchising and splitting everybody
That's the perfect way to
apart.
put it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, why are you doing that? Like,
Well, they're doing that because they're not funny.
so they
That's
just gotta
what
do
happens,
something else.
and they got to
Okay.
stay relevant. And
Well, that's
if
kinda
you bring
funny.
up their names, yeah, but they don't know. Like I've
Yeah, dude,
seen
they
the
have no
long
idea.
game in this thing for so many years now. That these people, you ever see? It's like you put a tourniquet around your neck, and you're just squeezing your own muse.
Yeah, every week, just
a
one
little wrench,
a little tighter.
You're not. You
just a
got to
little
hit the
tighter.
canvas. You got to get up and cut that leather.
Yeah,
You got to cut the fucking leather.
got it.
Cut it, and then tan it, and cut a hole in it, and staple a chicken breast to it.
Or a nutsack,
You can put nutsack. Speaking,
A coin purse.
You've seen Boomer's asshole.
Oh, plenty. Actually, you know what? The first day I saw that was on Thanksgiving Day. So.
Oh, really? Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
didn't somebody make a demand? I had kind of, as I do, I like to bring it up
Yeah.
consistently.
I
It's
think
become a bit of
may
an
have
issue
been
in my
Robbie.
personal life.
Robbie May was like drooling over it. He was like, I need to see it again.
Robbie thinks it's a butter tart.
He was like, is this a scratch and sniff picture? Can I sniff it?
Yeah, let's talk about. We had you had 3 Canadians over at an American Thanksgiving.
Yeah, dude, that was wild.
Yeah, it was well
And
for us.
he cut the fucking turkey for
Yeah.
us too. You know, like
He did it right.
You know, I was so fucking high that day.
Were you?
I couldn't cut the turkey.
No.
I was like holding the knife and looking at it, and I was like, maybe like I was gonna carve like a jack-o'-lantern style. I was gonna get artistic with it.
Yeah.
Someone take the knife from me, please. I was gonna like sew some pages on this fucking turkey. Just I was gone, dude.
Robbie is bragging about that today.
Really? You know, yeah,
It's a
yeah.
big deal for somebody to cut the turkey.
Yeah, I'm glad that he took the reins because I don't think anybody would have eaten if I took that knife. It would have been a disaster.
No, Robbie would have ate anything.
Yeah, if it
Those-
fell on the floor, he's
Those
like,
two, first of all, you've got Jared Nathan and Robbie Stevenson, who clearly have no self-control over food. And you guys had about, I don't know, 4 different pies.
There was a
bunch
lot
of cake, a
of
lot
food.
of desserts.
Dude, the
and when
desserts
those
were-
guys looked at the
Pow!
desserts, you could see
the tears.
they
Yeah,
were just like, oh.
it made me happy. Oh,
Yeah.
the best part was the whipped cream. And I was like, Jared, how much you want? Just a little bit. And
Yeah.
I was like, or he said, just a little bit.
Bit, yeah.
And then I was, but I didn't stop, and his eyes got wider, and I was like, I'm just gonna keep fucking
Yeah.
douse this place in foam.
He didn't
dude.
say no.
He loved it.
Yeah, he loves a good
Yeah,
whipped-
yeah, yeah.
He's half whipped cream. But we had, what day is the Thanksgiving in the U.S.?
I don't even. It's like the 25th
Yeah.
or something.
The Canadian one's a few months earlier.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, they were telling me that when they showed up. Yeah,
There's been, you know, I don't know.
that was fun though, dude. It was really cool. We got to record that little snippet of some conversations and everything, but I mean,
It was pretty funny to see well, first of all, the 3 of us in your house, your family was all very nice. And honestly, we were all kind of gushing on the way home on how, like, we really reflected on ourselves on how fucked up our homes are now. We're all like,
shit.
man, wow, everyone was happy there. No one spit on anybody.
No, we were really happy to have you, man. You know,
It
it's
was
like-
great.
Yeah, that made it really awesome for everybody. Just
It was a real gamble because, you know, I had to invite, and then, you know, I said, I got these 2 rodeo clowns.
I got these
with
2
me.
dudes with me, and I'm like, all right, just bring them by, bro. I
Yeah.
mean, dude, that's the whole thing with the Mexican family, though. You know, if someone says
I love it.
you'd always just bring a 1 or like 12. You know, it's all good. We got food.
No, I've seen the
Yeah.
backyard parties in
Oh,
California.
dude. Yeah.
All of a
Holy
sudden,
shit. Yeah, the fucking raza be outside, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, growing up in South Texas, that was like the best part of it, man. Just fucking party,
Yeah.
barbecue every night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always
just
thought
like-
it was a kid's birthday, but it's kind of on the regular.
Yeah,
Like,
you
just
pretty
get
much-
together a bunch
you-
of meat and barbecue.
Yeah, you just celebrate life,
Smells
basically.
great. I
Or
always
the
feel-
Cowboys game.
I think they kind of, because I stare at them, because it smells so good.
Oh, yeah.
So they think I'm a weird. They don't know I'm a white guy from Canada.
This is just like, who's this guy?
Who's this crazy
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
gringo? I bump, but what I'm really trying to do is communicate with
Like-
them to give me some.
Yeah,
some of the stuff
I
in
haven't
the
even
back.
cooked. You know, you got to come over sometime, dude.
I know.
I'm
I've
always
seen your Instagram.
whipping up steaks, and usually I'm just by myself munching
Yeah.
on that shit, dude. Just come by.
You're out in Pflugerville.
How about I come pick you up and then
Yeah.
we go out there? Yeah,
I'm gonna ride my bike. How long would it take me to ride to Pflugerville
about an hour, probably.
on a bicycle?
Probably, dude.
I think longer.
Longer
I think 2, maybe. No, I
to
don't know.
Pflugerville.
We're gonna find out because we're actually.
We should just practice that shit because
You
tell
can't.
them because I can't even say the words yet.
We're gonna ride our bicycles from Waco, Texas, to Austin, Texas. On Google Maps, it says
Yeah.
it's just over 10 hours.
Yeah, Google Maps is just about this long.
Yeah,
but this
it's crazy.
this means 10 hours.
Yeah.
So that's 10 hours right there.
It's a 10-hour bike ride. It's gonna be fine. It's not like a 16-hour walk.
Yeah, it'd be
900,000 steps, by the way, from Toronto,
Fuck walking.
Hamilton. It was unbearable. You ever you use a rubber mallet?
Yeah.
right? Now put your toes like on the edge of a table, and then take the mallet
And smash them.
and every time you step, you smash one toe. And then walk and smash one toe.
Walk and smash
And that
and walk
was
and
the
smash.
last 5 hours of a walk that was 16. It was terrible, but
Yeah.
the bicycle ride is going to be fine. I hope we find some
Downhill. We are going to find some uphill too, though.
Yeah.
It's going to be fucking awesome, dude.
And not to mention, once we figure the best route, we'll find some restaurants and stuff to dip into.
Yeah, we'll just stop by and
Pick
terrorize the fuck out of them, all sweaty and
When people are riding
stinky.
down the street, anyway, we should get all. I just want to get bit by a rattlesnake.
Yeah, I
know
heard that
that's a
stuff is
thing.
like the ultimate COVID destroyer. So we got to go get some of that venom.
Some snake bites.
Yeah. Just fucking right in the neck. Fuck it.
That would be.
It came up in my head because I saw that movie Holes. You remember that movie?
Holes?
Holes. It was like a book, and then the kids go to like this like detention camp, and anyways, the lady like painted her nails with some rattlesnake venom and slashed some dude's face. I was always just curious if that shit would actually work, because like venom would actually just dry out and die at some point, I guess. I don't know.
I thought my mind wandered. I was thinking about Venom and Spider-Man.
I want to see that movie so bad.
I watched it. It's decent, but I think my camera's about to die. We're going to stop this.
I like being set apart from people. I like to be hated.
Safe word with Jason Rouse.